The last might have not been heard about the Christian genocide in Nigeria. America is still very interested to establish the fact that there is Christian genocide ongoing in Nigeria. Trump mandated Congressman Riley Moore to investigate and establish if actually there is Christian genocide in Nigeria. Republican Riley Moore was in Nigeria for a fact-finding mission, and this is what he posted on his official X account after visiting Nigeria. While in Benue, I met with dozens of Christians who were driven from their homes and subjected to horrific violence and now live in IDP camps. They told harrowing stories that will remain with me for the rest of my life. One woman was forced to watch as they killed her husband and 5 children. She and her unborn child barely escaped. Another woman's family was murdered in front of her, and her baby was ripped from her womb. One man's family was hacked to death in front of his eyes, and his arm was permanently mangled. There are more than 600,000 Christians in IDP camps in Benue State alone. These Christians should be able to live in their ancestral homeland without fear of genocidal Fulani. He equally stated, "It was an honor and deeply moving to meet with His Excellency Bishop Wilfred Anagbe, Bishop Isaac Dugu, and His Royal Highness James Lorazo, traditional ruler of the TV people, to discuss the ongoing genocidal campaign by the Fulani in Benue State. Our brothers and sisters in Christ will no longer suffer in silence. The United States has heard your cries, and we are working diligently towards solutions." One of the people he said he met is the traditional ruler of the TV people, His Royal Highness James Lorazo. If you remember carefully, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited Benue State after the Yelewata attack, a traditional ruler spoke boldly and fearlessly to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, telling him in his face that the government has failed the people of Benue State. He told him that there is Christian genocide in Benue State. He told him that the people killing Benueans are the Fulani people. The man that was telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu all that was the traditional ruler of the TV people, James Lorazo. So it is very, very clear and well established that Riley Moore met the right people. He went to the right place and he discussed with those that were hugely affected with the genocide going on in Nigeria. And he has fully established that there is indeed Christian genocide in Nigeria. Before we continue, let me make a passionate appeal. This analytic from YouTube shows that 96% of viewers haven't subscribed to Avalanche Media. When you subscribe, like and comment on a video, YouTube will push the video to more people. Please help Avalanche Media to reach more people and grow. Hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, like this video and comment. Thank you. Congressman Riley Moore didn't go to Nigeria looking for a political headline. He went searching for the truth. What he found in the IDP camp of Benue State were stories so horrific, so systematically brutal, that they will haunt him for the rest of his life. Now you need to picture what he pictured. A woman, heavily pregnant, forced to watch as machete wedding attackers slaughtered her husband, then her 5 children, one by one. Her screams mean nothing. Her pleas fell on deaf ears. She ran, bleeding, traumatized. Her unborn baby somehow still clinging to life inside her. She survived, but can you call that living? But that's not all. You have another mother, had her family butchered before her eyes, but the attackers weren't finished. In an act of savagery that defies human comprehension, they ripped her baby from her womb. This isn't a medieval tale. This happened in Nigeria. A father watched his entire family hacked to death. His arm was amputated beyond repair, a permanent reminder that he survived when everyone he loved did not. He wakes up every day in an IDP camp, surrounded by thousands of others with similar stories, wondering, why are we still called internally displaced persons when we have been ethnically cleansed from our ancestral lands? 600,000 Christians in Benue State alone, living in IDP camps, in a country that is supposedly not at war. Let that sink in. What do you call that if it is not genocide? But here is the question that Peter Obi asked the government that they don't want to ask themselves. Why does a country at peace have over 600,000 of its citizens living in IDP camps? IDP camps exist in war zones. Syria has them. South Sudan has them. Yemen has them. These are nations torn apart by recognized armed conflict. But Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu insists Nigeria is stable. The government publishes glowing economic reports. Ministers talk about infrastructural development and foreign investment. Yet in Benue, Plateau, Kaduna, Taraba, Southern Kaduna, and even Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, communities have been systematically attacked, burned and empty. The survivors are being placed in an IDP camp, eating one meal a day if they are lucky, while their ancestral lands that their grandfathers farmed, where their families are buried, are now occupied by others, by terrorists, by Fulani herdsmen. The government call it land dispute, but this is not a land dispute. This is ethnic and religious cleansing. When entire communities are targeted because of their faith, when women are killed in ways designed to prevent future generations, when children are murdered to ensure no one returns to claim the land, this isn't banditry. This isn't farmer-herder clashes. This is genocide. Systematic, intentional, ongoing genocide against Christians in Nigeria. The presence of these IDP camps is not evidence of government care. It is evidence of government failure. It's a proof that the Nigerian state has abandoned its Christian citizens in the Middle Belt. The camps are monuments to negligence, living testimonies that ethnic cleansing is happening in slow motion and the perpetrators face no consequences. For years, the Nigerian government and the international media have sold the world a comfortable lie that the violence in the Middle Belt is about farmer-herder clashes or competition for resources or climate change pushing herders south. When attackers came at night, armed with AK-47, speaking a clear ideology, shouting religious slogans as they burn churches and massacre congregations, this isn't about grazing routes. When they systematically target Christian villages while leaving Muslim settlements untouched, this isn't about drought. When they occupy the lands they have cleansed and settled permanently, this isn't spontaneous conflict. This is conquest. The Fulani militants operate with a level of organization and weaponry that suggests something far more sinister than nomadic herders protecting their cattle. These are armed groups, often better equipped than local police, who attack with precision and purpose. And what does the government do? Absolute nothing. No mass arrests, no military operations to reclaim occupied Christian lands, no justice for the thousands slaughtered. Instead, we get the same tired talking point. We are working on it. It's a complex situation. Both sides need to exercise restraint. Tell that to the woman whose baby was ripped from her womb. Tell her about both sides. The atrocities being committed against Christians in Nigeria have been exposed to the whole world, and the United States is taking note. Congressman Riley Moore's testimony changes the calculus. The United States government is no longer relying on news reports or NGO data. It has first-hand account from a sitting US congressman. This is now on the record. This is now in congressional testimony. This is now a matter of American foreign policy. It has now been fully established that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria, and the United States is definitely going to act. The US government has issued warnings. International human rights organizations have documented the atrocities. Church leaders have pleaded for intervention. Congressman Riley Moore just delivered first-hand testimony from survivors. The evidence is overwhelming, undeniable, and growing by the day. While Christians are being slaughtered in the Middle Belt, Tinubu is busy consolidating political alliances, rewarding party loyalists, and positioning himself for re-election. His government is more concerned with controlling the narrative than stopping the killing. They are more worried about how this looks internationally than about the actual human beings dying in Benue State and other parts of the country. This is not incompetence. This is calculated neglect. Tinubu inherited this crisis from Buhari, who presided over 8 years of relentless Christian persecution with barely a shred. But inheriting a problem doesn't excuse perpetuating it. Tinubu has the power to deploy the full might of the Nigerian military to protect these communities. He has the authority to declare a state of emergency, to prosecute perpetrators, to reclaim occupied lands, and allow displaced Christians to return home. He has done none of these things. He's even doing the worst. While Nigerians are being butchered at home, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is sending Nigerian soldiers to Benin Republic for peacekeeping mission. Let that irony sink in. Nigerian troops are being deployed to stabilize another country, while Nigeria itself is experiencing ethnic cleansing. Our soldiers are protecting foreign citizens, while Nigerian Christians cowered in IDP camps, defenseless against nightly raid. President Donald Trump has made it clear that he will not tolerate religious persecution, especially against Christians. His administration has already signaled a willingness to intervene militarily when American interests or Christian communities are threatened. Congressman Riley Moore's visit wasn't just fact-finding, it was a precursor. The United States is watching, and if Nigeria is stable enough to deploy troops abroad while its own citizens face genocide at home, then Nigeria is making a choice to allow this to continue, and that choice has consequences. If Tinubu can send soldiers to Benue Republic, Trump can send soldiers to Nigeria, not as invaders, but as protectors, protecting Christians the Nigerian government has abandoned. It sounds extreme when you realize it's exactly what the international community did in Bakangs when ethnic cleansings spiral out of control. Nigeria is playing a dangerous game. Tinubu thinks he can manage the optics, keep the violence just below the threshold of international intervention, maintain plausible deniability, while Christian blood soaks the soil of the Middle Belt. He's definitely miscalculating. Tell me which sensible government will allow 600,000 of its citizens to live in camps while their lands are occupied by those who drove them out. This isn't a failure of capacity. Nigeria has one of the largest militaries in Africa. This isn't a failure of intelligence. Everyone knows where the attacks are happening and who is carrying them out. This is a failure of worse, it is intentional. And the clock is definitely ticking against Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the government of Nigeria. I am Avalanche Media, and I bring the truth like an avalanche, fast, heavy, and unstoppable. Stay informed, stay ready, stay vigilant. If you like this video, please help Avalanche Media to grow and reach wider audience. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, like this video, comment your thought, and share this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.